kind of cool when you like go live. It brings up the monitor live thing here, so you know you're live on TikTok.
That's nice.
It's kind of cool when you.
What are you doing Sunday?
I'm not sure yet. It's always best to speak to her first before I commit to some type of plans. We're live. What's up, everybody? Okay. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Finishing up some tags here. This music I found is like way better than what we had before, kind of. Cheers, boys. We're about to get into this thing. Whatever we decide to talk about tonight, because tonight we're just pissing into the wind. It's one of those episodes.
Yeah, it's been a while. Brian, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, Jim? What's up, Brian?
Brian got a tournament on the gunpowder Sunday.
Won one or has one?
He has one.
Nice. When was the last time we were live? I could have sworn it was like 2 weeks ago. It wasn't last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Last time I was live was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's been a while.
The old University of Maryland keeping me busy.
Jeff, thanks for the like, man. Like and share. Hit the button over there next to Paul Batter's face. That one.
First try.
Dude, it's all like, which one is it? Geo.
No, Geo, I am not fishing.
Geo caught an almost 6-pound smallmouth today.
I saw that.
That is freaking sweet. But yeah, Paul's had work stuff going on. I have work, family events that have been going on. Tony picked up a new job and also, unfortunately, had a family emergency. And he is actually at drill right now. So be patient. We're going to bring it back together.
Yeah, we should be back next week. Maybe.
I hope so. I don't have plan. I plan on being here.
I'll be here.
I plan on being here. All right, let's get into this thing.
It's supposed to be like 85 degrees next Saturday, so.
Yeah. Scratch the music.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, y'all? How's the mic sound? We sound good? Sound crispy? It's been a while. I don't know why. I just thought you were leaning over to fart.
No. Just old.
I'm just old.
I'm just old.
Just old. So,
Running
yeah.
So many miles.
You haven't
Body
fished a whole
flavor.
lot this year. I haven't fished a whole lot this year.
I've only been out 4 times this year.
I've only been out twice. It's sad.
Sucks. I'm having like withdrawals.
Me too. It's like, it's bothering me. You guys ever feel like you, I don't know, like, I like to consider myself a fisherman, right? Like, we fish. It's what we do. We're fishermen. Mm-hmm. But am I a fisherman because I've only been out twice so far during the pre-spawn?
Look, I've been out 4 times. Shit happens. Like, you know, we're also adults.
Yeah.
And we have responsibilities.
Some
So-
adults just wipe their responsibilities off the board just to make sure they can go fishing.
I mean,
or they ignore them, better said.
I mean, when work tells me I have to be on site 5 days a week, I can't really do anything about that, including weekends.
Yeah, don't blame you.
Still catching them.
Got to take care of business.
Did have a couple had a couple tournaments while I was gone, so
If you fish, you are a fisherman. Okay, I like that, Jim.
despite the lack of practice, still ended up catching them decent. Not great, but had 16 pounds the first tournament. Tough day, very windy, tide blown out.
Yeah.
Like super blown out. So that was kind of a tough day. Had 16 pounds. Didn't stop other people from catching them, but it kind of screwed my pattern up.
I've been out twice and haven't caught nothing.
2 8.5 pounders weighed in that tournament.
Ooh.
Or well, Nate had a 8.34. I think.
Nate Brown.
Nate Brown.
Jeez.
And Herb Weichman had an 8.6 something.
That's crazy.
I think Nate's was 8.39 and Herb's was 8.64.
Hey, Deborah.
Yeah, 2 8-pounder. Nate brings an 8-pounder in, like, to weigh in and doesn't win lunker.
That's insane. Like, that is absolutely insane. Now, what was that out of?
Tidings.
That was out of tidings. Okay. I'm sure they probably ran up to,
I don't know. Honestly. I don't know.
I don't even know I can't even remember what the place is called off
Northeast.
the top of my head. Northeast.
Yeah.
Ran up northeast.
Yeah, I'm sure that some of those fish came out of the Northeast. Big bags caught that first. That was 2 weeks ago. Had 23, 22, and 21 for first, second, and third. Mm-hmm. So good start to the TBF season. I had 16. Was like 6th.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, for as little as I fished, I was okay with it.
Adam, what's going on, my man?
Then
Brian, where'd you fish at today?
gunpowder.
Gunpowder.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was
Just
just
fishing with my buddy today.
I was driving up and down Spasudi Island at work today and must have seen like 8 different bass boats. And I was just like, man, like this is killing me. Like I want to be out fishing so bad. That's when I saw what's his face,
John
John
Venor.
Venor, which
So-
was obviously a very recognizable boat with Ritas all over
for
the side of it.
So we had our second TBF tournament last week, and did a little better. Had almost 18 pounds. Tough day though. Like I didn't have a bite the first 4 hours of the tournament.
That'll make you bite your fingernails.
Made a little adjustment. Went to a little different area. Put the moving bait down. Picked a jig up. Catch a short like second or third cast with a jig. Throw the short back. Next cast 6.5 pounder.
Slowed it down a little.
I was like, okay. No, it wasn't. They were just on like two different pieces of wood. Mm-hmm. And
What's up, Ken?
thought I had something figured out. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna crack them on a jig, and like I go up like a couple more trees, catch another keeper. I'm like, all right, cool. Run back into another area, fish, get on some more wood, fish a little bit, nothing. Get around the corner, boom, catch keeper. Go a couple 20, 50, 30 yards down, boom, catch keeper. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna finish out my limit going around this bank, and we're gonna be good. Yeah, I never had another freaking bite in that area. It was like I could only catch 2 fish. I could only get 2 bites in any given area.
I wonder what it was. What the time frame was.
I have no
If
idea.
it was maybe it was just like the way the tide was moving, specifically the way the wind was blowing or something.
I think it was I think a lot of it's pressure, and it was a super high tide too.
What's up, Warren? Thanks for joining, man.
So we had
Warren
the-
with tailored lures.
So we had the exact opposite conditions on tournament 2, where it was like super flood tide. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. But guys were still catching them. I know Ron said he caught it like 20, 25 on a chatterbait, and I couldn't buy a bite on a moving bait.
So far, that's all I've thrown is a mag draft, chatterbait, spinnerbait.
I just put a jig in my hands, and I ended up everything I weighed in was on a jig.
Confidence bait. You love throwing jigs. Got a lot of confidence in a jig. I think
lost-
I can count on like 2 hands how many fish I've ever caught on a jig.
I lost every straight black jig that I own.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get more of those.
Yeah, I do.
Got to get more of those.
That's like my go-to color.
Favorite jig company?
Every 3/8 ounce one. About to get a Paul haircut. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got annoyed at paying like $40 every 3 weeks to get a haircut. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna shave my head.
Yeah, there you go. What's going on, Fishing for Dollars? Thank you for joining, my brother.
Ken Berry jigs are a go-to to me. Hell
Yeah.
yeah, they are.
Good. That's cool. Maybe I should focus on that a little bit more this year.
I've given Ken some good tips on jig fishing. Mm-hmm. I'd ask Ken to go fishing with me on Sunday, but he also has a tournament on Sunday. Out of the gunpowder.
Tyler, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining. Yeah, like I said, I got to talk to the old lady. I could potentially. I feel like there's something going on. We have her mom's birthday dinner Sunday evening.
Wow, whatever. What time is that? What's it?
I don't know. We probably got to leave at like 4 or something like that because we're going to Chesapeake City for dinner.
Yeah, it's a haul.
Yeah, it's like an hour.
Yep.
So that is what we are doing. I wanted to, and then yard work and all that stuff tomorrow. So
Yeah, I'm doing the yard work and stuff tomorrow, so I can go fishing on Sunday. I'm gonna get up, run 13 miles in the morning, and then do some yard work, and then go fishing all day on Sunday. Doesn't mean like you can like come out with me in the morning, and then like I'll just drop you off at the ramp or something if you want.
right on.
It's-
Geo,
it's good.
I really don't fish the res a whole lot. I want to this year. I'm gonna fish the reservoir a little bit this year.
Yeah, Tim, you got that res boot. I might have to sneak out there a
Yeah,
couple times.
got to do that a few times for sure. It's definitely some fun fishing. Let's
Lake of
see.
the
Geo with
Ozarks,
the
Big
rig.
Bass.
What's up, Tyler? Jim says I cut my hair too. Easier than waiting on barbers and paying.
Heck yeah, like $40 every 3 weeks. I mean that's like $500 a year.
What LOZ?
That's a lot of fishing tackle.
Big bass for 100,000 next
Lake of the
year, next week.
Ozarks.
Nice. Yard work.
Yep.
Yeah, yard work is on everybody's menu for tomorrow. It's gonna be so nice out.
It's like I came home one day and the grass is like still like half dead, and then I come home the next day and it's like this tall. I'm like, what the fuck?
Caught 3 4.5 smallies last week and a 5.5 today. Getting good. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
man,
is
I
that
would
on
say
the-
so. You definitely been having some good quality smallmouth, and I'm assuming you're up on
He said it was on
the
the-
Conowingo, up above the dam,
I don't know.
pulling weeds.
Pulling weeds. Yeah, I have to do some like mulch and like leaf cleanup. And
Does anybody garden? Off topic. Does anybody garden? Anybody have a garden? Talk to me about your garden. Maybe we can go out and catch some fish and then put the fish in the garden like the Indians used to do to grow our corn.
Yeah, I'm sure we can find some snakeheads.
Yeah, some snakes. Some
Pretty boy.
snakes, some shed.
He was a pretty boy.
Oh, Pretty Boy.
Dang, I miss
All at
I
Pretty Boy. No shit.
I miss fishing Pretty Boy.
That is cool.
God. Pretty
I
Boy's
thought you were
awesome.
up in Conowingo.
I'm looking like a politician.
Ha! If my Ranger was faster, I'd get to Chesapeake City faster.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's slow. And it would probably break in half on the way there, so.
I wonder if I wonder if I could run to Chesapeake City faster than I could drive there.
Probably.
It'd be close.
Probably. Tyler, what are you growing? Okay, living 2 minutes from the Pretty Boy. Yep, you definitely gotta
After like
gotta
off
put
the
time in the
Murray.
Pretty Boy if you live right there.
Oh shit! Going to Murray, fishing for dollars, heading to Murray. I love Lake Murray. Lake Murray is one of my favorite lakes in the country.
States that.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah,
South Carolina.
right outside of Columbia, South Carolina.
Dude, after watching Andrew Blair go out there and just put the smack down on him in Santee, it's like, I kind of want to go out there now.
No, you don't.
He's got something figured out.
You don't want to go out there.
To Santee?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Because you would take one look in the water and never put your boat in there again.
One look in the water.
Yeah, it's like one of the most dangerous places to have, to like run a boat.
John and freaking
I mean, you can always take the John boat. You don't care what you hit in that.
John and Scuba Steve go down there and fish it
Fuck
every
them
year.
stumps. Tomatoes, squash, bell peppers, jalapenos, cucumbers, corn. Hell yeah, Tyler.
Ooh, yeah, the jalapenos.
I can't grow vegetables to save my life.
Don't have the green thumb, huh?
No. Which is crazy because I grew up on a farm. Like, I got nothing.
I don't know. You just have to have good soil and water them, really.
Right. Tried. No, I fucking failed. I don't
Maybe
know
you're just too close to the river. It just keeps killing it.
right. I don't know what it is. Yeah, there's stumps everywhere in Santee.
That's crazy.
Like bad. Like stay in the like you don't run outside the boat lanes. Like just don't. If you don't know exactly where you're going.
Right. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild.
Pretty
Cypress,
wild.
cypress trees everywhere. No, I'm good. I got a supermarket down the road. Like I can just buy some produce. Got plenty of produce stands around.
You know,
I like my
the
support
produce
those.
you grow in your backyard doesn't have the pesticides in it, though.
right, but I buy a lot of my produce from Mike Jones down on Philadelphia Road. We get a lot of our produce there.
I just spent like $300 there the other week.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not hard.
Did you see my gorgeous hanging flower plants in the front of the house?
I did not.
Oh, well, that was a waste of $300 then, wasn't it?
I pay a bit of fucking attention.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I gotta do some. I gotta do some like flowers. Like we can do flowers. Like I'm good there, but vegetables, like I suck.
Yeah, it is
Organic vegetables
easier.
are so much
It's,
easier to buy 'em. Yeah,
that's
I'm
what, like, somebody was talking to me about growing potatoes the other day, and I was like, I like growing everything else except potatoes. I can get like a whole sack of them for like $1.20.
yeah, it's like $5 you get 20.
Yeah, it's like I have a hard time putting the effort into growing potatoes when they're like so cheap.
But you
But
gotta like dig them up and shit. Like
there's a thing like, dude, I love like pickling cucumbers and then making your own homemade pickles.
yeah,
That's some good
Yeah,
shit
that's
right
cool.
there.
I can grow cucumbers. Cucumbers are easy.
So, did you hear or there's been a couple people during this early spring season who have one guy got stuck on the mud flat out in the gunpowder. That was like
So he didn't get stuck on
the
the mud flat. Technically, like his motor died. So his motor died, and like he drifted up on like beached on like one of the islands.
and they sent a helicopter out for that.
That was the one on the gunpowder. They didn't. I don't think they sent the helicopter out.
That might have been for the freaking flats then.
Yeah.
Because somebody beached their boat up on the flats too, and they had to freaking take them out with a helicopter.
But I know who it was. Dude, we're so I told you the first tournament with tides all blown out,
Yeah.
and me, Nate, and Herb are like we're just BSing after the tournament, and we look over, and this dude is running in a bass boat across the back channel flat, like right behind the island, and we're like, yeah, he's getting stuck, and like we're watching him we're all the way up in like the grass, where the trailer parking is in the grass,
The back channel flat right behind
the island and tiding.
San.
That's literally mud. Like if the tide gets too low, we're watching his freaking motor bounce, hitting the mud on the bottom, like as he's running across. And we never saw him come out the other side.
Yeah, that's probably him then. Apparently he was stuck out there for a while, and they had to send a helicopter out there to get him out of his boat.
One of our guys in our tournament got stuck in that tournament. It was the tide being blown out.
That low.
Cut a corner too short and just sent the bass cat right up on a sandbar.
Yeah.
And he was stuck for I think he was stuck out there for 3 hours.
Yeah, I think when I went out there on the flats
Towboat
the
USA
first time, and I was fishing. So first off, I haven't even spent that much time on the flats. So it was the first time I ran from Furnace Bay straight across the flats in between the two islands and the shipping channel.
Where'd you? So if you're from Furnace Bay, you got to go up and around.
It was Furnace Bay. I was going towards Tidings, and then from Tidings you can
then you make a left into the
yes, you make a left into the shipping channel. That's what I did, and then there's a spot that there's the point that comes off there to the left, and then you can hang the right and go back towards Swan Creek, and I kind of cut that corner a lot, and I was scared that I was gonna freaking hit something there.
You're good. You can run almost. As long as you're not too close to that island, you can run all the way across that, even on low tide. It's not that shallow.
I didn't even realize that how deep that freaking channel was that runs through there. You're talking like 25 feet or something through there that day. I was like, damn.
Especially when you get down to the end. When you get down to the end, it gets deep.
A lot of people fish that?
No. Stripers.
Makes sense.
Fished the bay for the first time first 2 times ever last week without a GPS on the boat. Shit was scary. Yeah, you kind of need a GPS out there.
Definitely.
It ain't like fishing the reservoirs.
Yeah, you definitely got to have GPS out there.
I think the average depth is 4 feet.
And I don't even trust my low ranch. The low ranch that's on there is 5 years old, and it's never been updated.
That's fine.
I'm sure it probably is.
They don't update. The updates aren't going to do anything for you anyway. They don't they don't remap the bay because it changes so much with the tide.
So how do things change when things start to get silted in and shit changes? You know what I mean?
So they have to actually rescan all So your GPS maps, from LakeMaster or from Navionics, they actually pay people to go out and scan.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll just back and forth on a lake, and they'll scan the entire lake. And they'll, for certain bodies of water, they'll do that pretty regularly, but on tidal waters, it changes so much that they would literally have to do it every year.
Yeah,
because it's going to be different every year.
I've noticed so many times where on the low ramps it'll say okay, this is a 7-foot area that you're in, and I'll go running across it, and it's oh, this is 4 feet right here. This is not. It's not as deep as they say that it is.
You got to think about tides too.
Right.
So you gotta take the tide offset into account. So there's a lot of things that go into it, but essentially if I'm running tidal water, I know there's a creek channel here. I don't pay attention to what the depth on the chart says. I just know there's a creek channel here, so I'm gonna send it. And I use LakeMaster. LakeMaster is pretty accurate. Yeah, Jim says he's got a buddy that does scanning for him. Justin Atkins, who's on the Elite Series, used to scan for LakeMaster. But it's pretty cool when if you can find some videos of them talking about doing it. It's
Yeah.
pretty neat. Pretty neat what they do. But they build.
I'd be
they
interested
build
to
your
see
maps.
what they do.
Yeah, they just back and forth.
That sounds so boring.
Yeah, well,
At what? Just like a snail's pace? Or are they like?
yeah, like
you know,
5 mile an hour.
5 miles. Yeah. Well, that's pretty slow.
I mean, you gotta make sure you're hitting everything, because otherwise it's kind of pointless.
Right.
Some of them, like what they do for their Great Lakes, like they have these like big like rigs that do it. So it's like it'll be like a like a big fishing boat filling it, and it's just dragging these big pods behind it. Pretty wild. But they're not doing it with like fish finders.
I want.
Probably not. Maybe, but not right now.
So, let's
When I
talk.
get fired up, I'm sure we'll talk about something that I'll get fired up about, and then I won't.
Let's talk a little bit about the pre-spawn.
Ragged out old boat with $1 million worth of electronics.
Let's talk a little bit about.
I got a couple of things that I want to talk about too.
Okay,
So
I like that. It's cool.
I mentioned this in our chat, but this is one of the first times that I've ever seen it in like since I've been fishing. Is there was a lifetime ban to Bassmaster tournaments.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Oh, so this dude in the opens last week, I think it was last week, got a lifetime ban. Yeah, it was. It was the tournament ended Easter Friday, so a lifetime ban from BASS.
For what? Such a weird reason. Like, never heard of this before.
So I don't know if it was multiple people that he did it to or just one person, but dropped an air tag in their boat to see where they were fishing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dropped an air tag. You know the messed up part is like air tags don't even work like that. Like they have it's a proximity thing.
They do if they're around another iPhone.
So if they're around another iPhone, it'll send a signal to.
So yeah, so it'll communicate with your phone, which communicates to Apple, which I'll then be able to see. So
But what if there was
the air
nobody
tag.
else near where he was?
Well, if the person operating the boat had an iPhone, which is probably how we got caught, because if there's an air tag around, it will notify you if your phone is connecting to it.
That's ridiculous.
Like it's not specifically because of this reason. That's why Apple built it that way, that your phone will get a notification. So like they don't want people tracking each other, like unknowingly tracking somebody. So like your phone will ping and say there's an AirPod nearby not an AirPod, but a AirTag nearby.
Do you think that deserved a lifetime ban?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely think that deserved a lifetime ban. That's like you're really taking things to like the extreme here when you're talking about trying to track somebody,
that's
where
like
they're going to fish.
Deception,
Yeah.
level, like the level of deception in that is pretty wild.
That's crooked as hell.
Yeah.
That is crooked as hell. Honestly, there's really not much. There's really not much cheating out there where I think that it's not worth a lifetime ban. You know what I mean?
If you're boxing fish, if you're manipulating a fish's length or weight.
Yep.
So like those guys that it happens all the time on like Lake Fork where they have a slot limit. Mm-hmm. Like a couple guys have been caught like trimming the tails because like they'll catch one that's like 1/8 of an inch over the slot limit. So I think it's I want to say the slot down there is 18 inches, so you can keep 18 inches or smaller
in a tournament.
Yeah, so they have a slot limit on the lake.
That's
so
weird.
you can't keep between 18 and 25 inches. Anything 18 to 25 inches, you cannot live well. Like it has to be a return. So they have when they have like big bass tournaments down there, they have an over category and an under category. So the under would be anything 18 inches or under. So they have a big bass prize for that, and then they have a big bass prize for overs, which is 25 inches and over. And guys will, you'll get one that's like 18 and a 16th, and they've caught guys trimming the tail. So like they'll just take scissors and just like trim
That's
the tail.
fucked up.
Yeah. So
That's
that
messed up.
deserves a lifetime ban. The weights in fish, like if you're doing that, lifetime ban.
And then just another thought here to that too.
And if you're trying to track somebody like that, lifetime ban. I'm sure
lifetime ban.
I'm sure I can come up with a couple of other scenarios that
Lifetime ban. I
deserves
think
a
just
lifetime
about the only thing that I don't think really deserves a lifetime ban, depending on the extent of how far they've gone, is like we've seen so many anglers that have gotten in trouble for
like information.
for trading information, but I think it's been proven a couple of times now, with like Ty and even Matt Herron and stuff like that. Like
David Mullins.
yeah,
David Mullins just got hit.
it's like the freaking he did. He did.
Yeah.
The
Last Elite Series tournament.
the polygraphs, the way they word the polygraphs, the people they use,
Here-
something of that nature is just
I think there's
off.
I think there's something specific with the person doing the polygraph,
Right.
because from what I heard, what was reported is that like the guy that failed David Mullins is the same guy that failed Ty.
What did David Mullins fail for?
Live scope. It was a no.
And what's his face? Old boy, freaking with the gator tracks.
Oh, Keith.
Keith
O'Shea.
also got banned. He got
He got
penalized or DQ'd for live scope because his box was unlocked.
right. They have a lock box that they have to
Yes.
put on. Yeah.
And there was something weird happened with that. But it's like,
Look, I feel like polygraphs that are administered properly are fine. Like, look, nobody why are polygraphs just now becoming an issue with bass tournaments when $1 million marlin tournaments have been doing them forever, and it's not an issue.
how do we know they just haven't caught?
They have
people
caught
yet?
people. They've caught people.
Yeah.
Like they
don't
caught
know.
somebody at the White Marlin Open like 5 or 6 years ago
Maybe the
because
rules.
they have like a lines in time for the White Marlin Open.
Maybe the
and-
rules are a little bit different with something like that, and there's so many.
But when you're
I think what they did with the rules this year helps to eliminate some of the problems that they were having in previous years. Because remember, they changed the
going on,
rules
John?
where they have. What's up, John?
Yeah, it's a 28-day off limits.
The
now.
28-day off limit thing, the information exchange thing changed.
Well, yeah, it used to be no information period as soon as the schedule was announced.
Right.
Like you couldn't barter for information, you couldn't get information from your buddies,
Yes.
you couldn't seek out information in any way. They changed it this year to 28 days off limits, but you cannot barter in any way for information, whether it be money or services. So you can't trade you can't say, hey, give me some waypoints, I'll take you on a fishing trip. Like that's bartering. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And I like the rule. I mean, I don't have an issue with the rule. I also didn't have an issue with it being completely off limits because, in my opinion, they're professional bass anglers. They should be able. And Jason Christie actually just said this. I was at work, asshole. Jason Christie said this on a podcast this week that they're professional anglers. They should be able to go anywhere in the world and find their own fish.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong with a no info rule, like in my opinion. I totally agree with that. But
I think the rules that they changed helped eliminate a little bit of the gray area because some of the things that guys have gotten in trouble for they're so like borderline like almost like a misunderstanding of things, if you know what I'm saying. Like Matt Herron like talking to his son or something like that. Like it obviously wasn't something where they were purposely like seeking information.
right, but what do you do in a situation like, and that would have fallen into these current rules too, because that was the week of the tournament.
It's like the same thing we
So-
talked about before. How many pro anglers have been out there and then some guy that is just a local shouts some type of information
Well, no,
to the
I'm
guy,
not-
and then he turns around and he says, "Oh, okay, well, I'm pro. I can't.
right.
I
And,
can't
like,
receive any information."
and I'm not so taking it to a little more personal level, like with Matt Herron and his son, and like let's say Matt doesn't know that tournament was won, and regardless of what Matt did, I don't think Matt did anything wrong
Me neither.
at all. But how do you can't take that information away from someone?
Right.
And the even though like and I'm just using that information situation, not Matt's situation. I know Matt didn't go anywhere near where that tournament was won, but like that information is there, and that angler now has that information, and that is a competitive advantage to know that a tournament was won, in a certain part of a
But
lake.
do they deserve a DQ over something
that's
that
what I'm
was
saying. It's hard
kind of
to-
out of control,
It's kind of,
like out of their control in a way?
I mean, that's not really out
Like
of
look
their
what happened to
control.
Ty.
That wasn't really out of his control, in my opinion, either. But like I think it sucks. I don't think he should have been DQ'd from that tournament. But like, how do you take that information away from somebody? You can't.
Oh, what's going on, man? We got Bo Bain with Stroker Boats in the house.
You just you can't take that information away from somebody, and
Yeah.
that information is there, and it clearly gives them a competitive advantage. Now, what I think could happen, and maybe like a good thing that I've seen that I know MLF did in the past, Jacob Wheeler was fishing around a dock, and somebody on the dock came down and said something to him.
Mm-hmm.
So they let everyone else on the water know exactly what he heard. So they told every other angler that was in the tournament,
Okay.
like this is the
Right.
information. This is the information that he got. Like,
I
so,
mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, that's
that makes
that's
it.
Cool,
I mean,
guess,
that makes it. That makes
Right.
it fair because it's not like he asked that. I mean, he's on a live camera. It's not like he asked the guy for information. The guy
Right.
just came down and said, "Oh yeah, I caught a 5-pounder off a brush pile under that dock over there." Right. So it's
Is
not
that
like,
really information though?
It could be. Yeah.
What if he caught it off the brush pile last week?
It depends on the time of year. I mean,
I'm just
it's-
saying.
But that.
You know how fast things can change from day to day.
But like that might. So think about it this way: you don't think of it as a single fish. Like, oh, okay, he caught a 5-pounder off a brush pile under
Let
a
me
dock.
start-
I
let me
need
start
to find
fishing
some-
wood
Let me
and
start
stuff like
finding some
that.
brush piles under docks.
Right.
Let me start fishing some of these crappy brush piles.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's how that information could potentially help you. And I think in that situation in the MLF tournament that was a really unique way to make it fair to everyone and not give him a competitive, he lost any competitive advantage he got because everyone else on the water got the same information.
I feel like, and I agree with that. That's decent. I also feel as though at the same time though that they need to be able to, when they're talking about DQing one of these anglers, they need to be able to differentiate or whatever. They need to be able to pick out the differences in somebody that goes, hey man, like, what's this waypoint? What's the spot? Are they on transitions?
Versus
Are
the
they
guy
on
that
this?
comes up at the gas station.
Versus the guy that comes up at the gas station and is just
I
like,
agree.
dude, I was out fishing last week and I was up there, I was fishing these stumps and I was catching them.
Yeah,
Because
I know.
they're just excited to talk to a
Right.
professional angler.
Exactly, and that's it just makes it tough. Like is there something that they can do to, like similar to that MLF where somebody comes up to you at the gas station and says, "Man, I was wrecking them on a spinnerbait." You call the tournament director, be like, hey, this guy came up to me, I'm just being, transparent. Guy came up to me, at the gas station, said, wrecking them on a spinnerbait. Is that maybe they put out like a communication to the anglers the night before, like here's all the information that people got.
I imagine that is something that happens to these professional anglers all the time.
Not even professional anglers. I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not worried about like getting information for a tournament or anything, but like, yeah, I can't tell you how many times people have came up to me at the gas station, just because they see a boat, and they say, "Oh yeah, I was out on the flats. I was on the flats the other day. They were really eating a chatterbait or
Yeah,
whatever."
but if you were even in the position to try and say that I can't receive information, they're spurting it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a big issue, a really big issue for those guys. So I mean, that's one of those things that I don't have a good way to, like, I don't have a good suggestion for fixing the rule. I think the 28 day off limits helps, because now, like, you don't have to worry about, guys coming up to you at a fishing show, right? You're working a fishing show, and, guy comes up and "Oh, you guys are going to be on Santee, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That's my home lake," right? So that helps. But, again, like I see both sides of it too, like, I also feel like they're professional anglers and they shouldn't be allowed to get information. Because this opens it up. It doesn't just open it up from that. It opens it up to the network. Like, who has the best network on a body of water.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Who
Versus who
knows
can
who,
find
or
the fish.
shit, who's got the most coin to pay somebody.
Well, you can't, because you can't barter. Can't barter. That's against the rules.
That's a good rule. No bartering, no
bartering.
trading, no paying.
So, but then it comes to, who has the most friends. Potentially. I'm not not putting shade on any of the Elite Series anglers. I'm just saying that it opens that door for who has the biggest network.
Well, I mean,
in
dude,
there.
let's not lie. I mean, you're going to develop relationships when you continually go to these different bodies
true,
of water
but-
and meet people.
But who, are any of them really seeking that?
Let's say if you go down to
what I mean?
Okeechobee and like Scott Martin's down there, like who doesn't know Scott Martin down there in that area?
Right.
Every single person on the lake.
Right.
Literally.
I'm just saying, like, it opens up the door for them to. I'm not saying that they physically, like, actually go out and look for that information, per se.
Yes.
Not all of them, but it opens the door for that.
Right.
Which, then that takes away from, we want to talk about, like, natural talent and live scope and blah, right?
Brr.
Brr. But, on the other hand, you could, 20 years ago, you could get all the information you wanted. So you didn't have to use electronics to know the lake, because, before you showed up there, you had waypoints for every brush pile on Eufaula. So, there's a lot of nuances, nuances in the rule. But back to your, like, lifetime bans thing, like, that has to be, I feel like,
I forgot we could do this.
I feel like a lifetime ban for, like, I feel like there are minor infractions and major infractions. So, like, the info rule I would consider a minor infraction.
Mm-hmm.
Minor. Like, yeah, you're gonna get DQ'd from this tournament. Don't do it again. 3 strikes, you're out. That would be my suggestion on that. Like, you get caught 3 times, ban 'em.
Yeah.
Just ban. Like, you get, it's 3 strikes, you're out. You broke this information rule once. We told you, we explained to you how not to break it. You still continued to do it. 3rd strike, gone. Like, don't come back.
So do
There's 300 other people waiting in line to take your spot.
you think Scott Martin deserves some of the things that have happened over the past?
Oh, yeah, 100% deserve to be at DQ.
It's just happened too many times.
He called up a guide, a local guide, and then started asking him about the Potomac. And then gave the guy waypoints that he got from another Elite Series angler when he was filming a TV show. That's how they found out about
I
it.
feel like I heard this. I feel like I heard about this
Yeah.
from somebody around here.
It was Matt Robertson. Matt Robertson's the one that turned him in because the guy, the guy that he called up is friends with Matt Robertson. It was like, yeah, hey, he was trying to give me your waypoints.
Jason, what's up, my man?
What's going on, Jason?
We're talking about cheaters in the
Jason-
professional fishing world.
Jason just got back from Lake Murray.
Yes. How'd that go, Jason? Let us know.
He caught a hammer.
Caught a big one?
Oh, yeah, it was like a 7-pounder.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's Jason's PB? Is it that 7-pounder?
No, it's like his PB's like 13 pounds.
What?
He grew up in Florida.
Jason, what's your PB?
It's 13 something. Telling you.
That's ridiculous. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's 13 something.
How could you even come up here to Maryland and fish after catching a 13-pounder?
So yeah, like I think there's, as far as the lifetime bans, like if you're tracking somebody, like yeah, I think they made the right decision. That's a lifetime ban. If you are mutilating fish,
Lifetime ban.
yeah, 22.25 inch at Murray. That was
Damn.
so that's like a
That's like a 7-pounder.
that's like a 7.
Yeah, it's like a 7-pounder.
Yeah, 13.7. There you go.
Almost 14
13 and a half pounds.
pounds.
13 and a half pounds. 13 and 3/4. So
What? Is that in a farm pond?
no, it was in the Everglades.
That is crazy, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a big fish. So you got like, yeah, he's got an 8.5 in Maryland.
Yeah, that's I couldn't even imagine. Like I've never been able to break the 6.5 mark. Just can't do it.
I've caught quite a few. I mean, I caught 2 7-pounders last year. You just got to get out there and do it, man. It takes time on the water.
It does. Time on the water that I haven't had this year, unfortunately, and right now is such a good time to catch a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, I caught a 6.5 last weekend.
Which kind of brings me to one of the things that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, shoot.
We had such a cold winter. We had one of the thickest ice caps on the bay that we've seen in quite a long time now. Do you think that is the water temperature? The water temperatures are actually pretty decent right now.
Yeah,
they're good.
They're a little lower than they were last year.
I feel like
we're like a week or two behind. But I mean, it's going to be 80, 90 degrees next week, so they're
Right.
going to come up quick.
I feel like, if I remember right, the flats it was like 50 to 55, something like that.
When?
2-3 weeks ago.
So Saturday was 56, 57.
Okay, so that's kind of right on par with what I was thinking then. And then in the GP the other week, I had 60
It was
in certain areas.
Thursday, Wednesday, was it yesterday? Mac was out. Yeah. So yesterday it was 58 in the pond.
So do you think that the spawn could take place a couple weeks behind typical schedule because of the colder winter that we did have?
Well, not so much the colder winter, but the up and down temperatures this spring. Like
Right.
because we haven't had stable temperatures.
No, we haven't.
So that could push it back some, but I think it's going to be right around the same time.
I think it's been weird because it's like we've had days that are like incredibly warm that are obviously we have a murkier water around here being tidal. The murky water always warms faster than clear water. And we've had warm days, but we've had days where in the 70s and then nights where we're down in the 30s and the 20s.
Yeah, it was like in the 20s or
It's like, you know what I
And that's
mean?
the
So
thing,
it's
like,
like
you have to get
this up and down in the temperature.
those nighttime temperatures need to stable out before they'll really start moving.
But I also feel like I know that bass also move with
Light.
light,
Yeah. No, yeah, and that's a good point. And
which is on time every single year.
right,
It remains the
can't-
same.
you can't
You're not
change
changing
that.
that.
But there's a reason that when you get a warming trend and fish move up, and then you get a cold front, they move out.
Right.
Weather's still going to affect them. So if you get a cold front, like it's going to knock fish back. And if you get a few consistent days, it's going to hold them back. So like that's going to keep fish from moving. So But I mean, I think a week or two at most
Right.
difference. I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. The biggest difference is the amount of grass. Like there's
None.
been like no grass. There's a bunch of grass.
There's
out
been
now, but
there's been no grass for years now, though.
I meant in general, like on the flats.
Right. Yeah. You think the ice ripped a lot of what was remaining away?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Because there's
What's up, Matt?
this time. I mean, I was fishing nothing but grass this time last year. I remember me and Kevin going out on Easter, and like we were fishing grass. That's what we were doing.
That's kind of wild. It's like so early in the season that like
I want to say Easter was a little later last year.
Easter is still pretty early in the season.
I think it was a little later last year, like a couple weeks later. But
Yeah.
but I had been fishing grass for a month. Like there was grass in March, so like it's like I mean there's grass coming up, and it'll be after next week. There will be tons and tons of grass, but
Not topped out grass.
no, it won't be topped out. And there was topped out grass in March last year.
So how do you find that grass?
You sit your ass down in the driver's seat and you side scan for hours. And you have to be able to invest the time to do that. If you take 3 hours to scan an area, the other 5 hours of fishing will be greatly improved.
Right.
Like you
Side
have to put-
scan. Looking for those grass lines.
You have not necessarily grass lines. You're looking this time of year. You're just looking for grass. Period. You're looking for grass clumps.
And what would that look like on a side scan?
Depends on it really depends on the type of grass. So different types of grass will show up differently. It's kind of hard to explain without showing it.
I feel like any type of grass is good for this time of year, though.
I'm looking for certain types of grass. Early in the year, I'm really looking for milfoil, less so than hydrilla. As you get into summer, then more into hydrilla. They just seem to around here anyway. They seem to spawn more around milfoil than they do hydrilla, so they'll gravitate toward the milfoil earlier in the year.
I wonder what the difference is in the grasses that makes milfoil maybe more
So
structurally sound or something of that nature that makes them feel
it's
more
not as
comfortable.
it's not as dense.
Right.
So, well, it's milfoil doesn't grow like this. Hydrilla grows like this, like one stalk, essentially against the other. You'll get like a canopy, but it's really tightly compact, and where milfoil is a little more spread out. So, like if you're looking on the bottom, like when your stalks are like this, you have that room to make a bed.
I really got to take some time to go online and look up stuff and figure out what the difference is between hydrilla, milfoil. Eelgrass is eelgrass.
You got 3 types of grass around here, essentially.
You got stargrass.
Okay, 4. Yeah, I forgot about stargrass. We got a lot of we never used to have much stargrass on the bay.
Dude, it was loaded out in
Tons of it now. Like in the last 6 years.
back out there off of what's that massive point out there in the GP when you go on the other side of the bridge? Maxwell.
Maxwell?
Lot of it back there.
Really? When?
Yeah. Year or two ago. A ton of it. Stargrass.
I don't remember seeing a ton of stargrass out there. But we have a ton of hydrilla in the gunpowder. Or did. We did have a ton of hydrilla until about 3 years ago.
Is it 3 years? I feel like it's been 4 or 5 years now since the grass
it's
kill
3.
happened. It's been 3?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been longer than that. But I can remember the days of like before I even had the bass boat, because I've had the bass boat for about 3 years.
So it wasn't
now, I
last
think.
year. So last year the weights in the Thursday nighters sucked. The year before that, the weights in the Thursday nighters were ridiculous because like there was no grass. Yeah, sure. Because there was no grass, and it's like everything went to wood, and then the year before that was grass. That makes sense.
Yes. It just
If you actually fished the Thursday nighters, you would probably be able to put the memory to that. Just saying.
I fished the Thursday nighters like 2 years in a row before I fell out. And dude, I definitely do. I remember the year Tony found all those fish up there in that grass outside, not outside the bridge, but just inside the bridge there.
That was 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Because I fished.
So it has been
fished,
about 3 years then.
I fished a lot of tournaments that year with Kevin because I blown the motor up.
Man, that is crazy how fast time goes because the 3 years has gone so fast, but it feels like it's been so much longer than that. I remember the days before I even had a bass boat trying to get my John boat across that freaking grass to get back into the channels. Oh my God, couldn't do it. I'd have to stop halfway in the middle of it,
pull your motor up,
pull it up, pull the grass off the prop, and then rev the motor up and drop it while it's revved and just take off for like the rest of the way until I could get to the channel back in there. I miss those days.
You couldn't power through it?
Couldn't power through it. Wow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the grass does this year. I've not been out on the gunpowder at all this year, which is insane because I've usually been out there 5 or 6 times at least.
Live 5 minutes from the ramp.
Yeah, I just haven't. I've been working so much that I haven't got a chance to go fishing after work. So I just haven't had time because I'm not done. When I'm not done working until 5 o'clock and it gets dark at 7, I'm not going down.
Yeah.
Like if I can get out at 4.
You can stay out there till around 8 o'clock now before it's like
now
dark,
it's starting.
dark.
Now it's starting to get time.
Yeah, we're getting to that time
where I can still get out there for 3 hours. That's like my minimum. Like if I can't be out there for 3 hours, it's not worth. I feel like it's not worth me going. That's my rule. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, you want to look. So back to scanning and what you're looking for. You really want to learn what the different types of grass look like. So hydrilla, eel, the 3 main grasses that we have, 4 now, if you want to count stargrass, they all look different on side scan. So you really want to learn what they look like. The best way to do that is in the summertime or late spring, when it's up and visible and you can see you can see what type of grass you're around, and then look at it on your side scan. So if I can look over the side of the boat and be like, oh, okay, this is hydrilla, right? And then I can look.
What's going on, Martin?
I can look at my side scan and see, okay, this is what hydrilla looks like. So if I see this again, I know that's hydrilla. If you look at milfoil is super noticeable on I can tell you exactly what milfoil looks like. Same with eelgrass. Stargrass and hydrilla kind of look the same, so they're a little more difficult to figure out. But eelgrass and milfoil look very unique, especially when the eelgrass is actually up, fully grown, because it looks smooth on side scan.
Okay.
So you'll see if you're going on an edge, you'll see the bottom and then you'll see the grass line, but then everything past that looks smooth. You can't see differences in it. It just looks like a smooth, kind of a smooth area.
So it's a patch.
Yeah, and it just looks like a flat rock, essentially, right?
Right.
Because it's kind of all the same. Where hydrilla doesn't grow evenly, so you'll see, it kind of looks like bushes. Bushes growing out of the bottom in a big patch, all together, but you have the big patch, but you'll see the differences in it. Milfoil looks, I think the best way that I can put it is it looks like
MILFs in the water,
like a cotton plant, where you can see the individual tufts coming off of it,
right?
And you see those, I'm like, yeah, that's milfoil. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like just kind of like cotton balls, in the water.
Because hydrilla almost looks like a pipe cleaner, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's just kind of
fresh growth does, yeah.
Yeah.
The new growth looks like that. But if you pick milfoil up, the leaves look like feathers.
Yes. Yeah.
And then stargrass is stargrass. It's just kind of scraggly. Mm-hmm. Holds fish though.
It does.
Caught a lot of fish out of stargrass.
Have
It's
you-
weird. It's really weird how fish relate to different types of grass too. Like different times of year, they'll relate to different types of grass.
Because like they
So weird.
always like, they don't dislike one certain type of grass. It's just what they like at a certain time of the year.
Yeah. It's like you can catch them out of any type of grass at specific times of the year. Like
Yeah.
summertime hydrolla. Hydrolla and stargrass in the summertime. Eelgrass in the summertime. Milfoil in the spring. Eelgrass in the fall. Like eelgrass, I would say more so. Like you can catch them really good out of eelgrass in the summertime, but you can
Eelgrass is always a
also-
little bit more open. It seems like the eelgrass allows. It seems to me like the eelgrass allows for a little bit more movement through the vegetation.
Yeah, but like it's just weird. Like so, it's like springtime. I'm really only catching them out of milfoil, mostly. You get into the summer, you're catching them out of like any grass, but there's no particular reason why they're in one grass over another. Like if you find milfoil, they'll be in milfoil, but then you can go, half mile away and they're in hydrolla. And then in the fall, the fall is like all eelgrass. Like if you find eelgrass, it's money. Like, and I honestly don't know why, but that's kind of what I look for throughout the year. Like if I can find eelgrass in the fall, like I'm good. I know I can catch fish out of it. Now me and Tony, I mean, last November when me and Tony went out to practice for my club tournament, I mean, we smoked him in hydrolla in November. So, it's not a hard set rule. Like you have to, you can't just rule one out because it's springtime, right? Or fall, because they'll still use it, but
They can also be in a certain type of grass and relating to something different too, like your tide, the bait.
So the tides-
The grass can be near a transition or near a trench or a ditch that is holding more fish. Like sometimes it's not always just the specific grass itself, but the grass can also be relating to the grass that is near something else that I think holds more fish. Does that make sense to you?
yeah, to a point. And like to a point, I agree, but the tide's not affecting them being in a certain type of grass. It'll affect where they are in the grass for sure, because generally, like if you're fishing grass,
It affects where the bait is.
when the tide's up, they'll move farther back into the grass. When the tide comes out, they move out to the edge, right? So yes, in that effect, it affects where they are in the grass, but not necessarily the type of grass they're relating to.
Yeah.
I have no good explanation for why. It's like flip a coin, right? You go out in the summertime, flip a coin. Like one day they'll be loaded up in hydrolla and you're blasting them punching, and then the next day there's not a bass within 100 yards of hydrolla. And I don't have a good explanation for it. It's one of those weird like grass fishing nuances, but it's one of those things that when you do it enough, like you just get a feel for it.
Yeah.
And you just know very quickly that like, okay, this should have been working already, so let's
go look for something different.
like I know there's some eelgrass over here, let's go check that out.
Yeah.
And then like you go 300 yards to a patch of eelgrass and it's loaded.
Hi Liz, how you doing? Yeah, for sure.
And in between there's no depth changes or anything. It's just like you have patch of hydrolla here, patch of eelgrass here, and like it's like the fish move from over here to over here.
There's so many people out there that don't realize how detail oriented bass fishing can be.
It can be. I mean, it can be super simple too.
It can, but I mean, I feel like
think we
honestly, I feel like that's
feel like we
extremely
overthink it a
detail
lot.
oriented. When you're driving a boat around and you have 15 different lures on the deck, and
Do you need 15 lures?
I'm just saying, you got a spinnerbait, you got a chatterbait, you got a jig, you got a mag draft, you got a shaky head worm, you got a Senko, you got this, you got that. You're like, there's so many things. Like, okay, well, am I fishing the wrong grass? Am I using the wrong lure? Is my lure the wrong color? Am I in the wrong footage of water? There's so many details that can go into.
I was kind of thinking about that the other day, and I think between social media, fishing shows that we've like grown up with, that we put an unrealistic expectation on ourselves on what a successful day is, and that makes us overthink things. Right. Because for the average person who's not serious into bass fishing, like if they go out for 5 or 6 hours and they catch 4 or 5 bass, that's a successful day. Mm-hmm. For me, like that's a crap day for me. Like in my mind, that's crap. Like I sucked today.
In 4 or 5 hours?
Last weekend, 8-hour tournament, I caught 9 fish, and I completely like thought I had that was a terrible day. I never figured them out. Yada yada. I still caught I caught 9 fish.
Yeah.
I mean 4 shorts. I caught 4 shorts and 5 keepers. Like for the average person, that'd be a great day. Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, well, why not caught 9 bass, right? But we put these unrealistic expectations on ourselves, and then that in turn causes us to overthink things. Mm-hmm. And now we have 15 rods on the deck, right? Because I got to be able to catch them better somehow. Like, we're old. It's like, it's like we're chasing the high, right?
You are.
It's like a heroin addict.
Yeah,
you just chasing. You had that 40 fish day that one time, and now like every day has to be 40 fish, and we don't consider it successful.
110%.
What'd you do last Saturday, Matt?
I completely agree with what you're saying.
But yeah, I just think like a lot of times we, instead of just going out and enjoying it, we put too much pressure on ourselves.
I've said this a few times, and like I kind of take it back to the days where I was racing motocross and doing stuff like that, and it was like, I had friends out there that were faster than me. They're running faster lap times and things like that, and like I'm getting pissed off. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like why do I feel squirrely when they're so much more smooth around this turn? What lines are they taking that I'm not? And then there's also days you just got to reel it back in and just remind yourself, like...
What stops you get to... When you do that too much, it stops being fun.
Exactly. You have to remind yourself, like, where you came from and why you started doing this in the first place.
Right.
It's because I loved racing dirt.
And I will say that's one of the things that... Like, I do put a lot of pressure on myself for tournament fishing. But over the last couple of years... And I feel like I've fished better since I started doing it. Is like if I'm going out and I'm going to enjoy myself. If I get into a bad mood, I'll just leave. Because I don't need to associate that bad feeling with something that I love to do. So I'm not going to be productive. I'm not going to learn anything. I'm not going to have a good time. I might as well just go home. That's
a really, really good takeaway.
Yeah.
Honestly. I think that was like one of them things that I kind of had to, and it's really stupid because it was the first time I had even gone out this year, but I launched the boat in tidings, and that was the day after that everybody out there on the bay had almost weighed in like a 20-pound bag. Mm-hmm. So like I went out there with not the expectation of that I'm going to catch 20 pounds because I haven't put that much time out there, but I was like, dude, we're definitely going to go out there. We're going to catch some bass. And then we went out there, and
it sucked.
After being out there, it sucked. After being out there for like 2 hours and not catching anything, I started being like, dude, like, what the hell? Like, why is this happening? How was everybody smashing them yesterday? And here I am out here today, and I can't even get a nibble. And it just like, even Scuba Steve was just like, he hit me up later on. He's just like, hey, man, he's like, we got to not worry about what everybody else did the other day.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is like, you can't look at tournament results and then say, oh my God, I need to get out there because I'm gonna smash them.
Yeah.
because you're looking generally, if you look at those, if you have a big tournament on the Upper Bay and you look at those top 10 people, like that's the 10 best people on the bay. Like we'll say 6 out of the 10 are the best people, best fishermen on the Upper Bay. And they spend way more time out there than you ever will. Right? They probably spend more time out there in a year than you will in your life.
Yeah.
Mike Centaur, for example, is literally from like April to November is on the bay every weekend. He has a camper. He comes down to his camper, stays in his camper on the weekend, fishes both days every weekend. From dawn to dark. You know, like think about how many hours somebody like that is putting in. So you can't look at these tournament results and then expect your day to be like that. It's because again, it goes back to those unrealistic expectations.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
You know, like you said, you don't have a lot of experience out there. You know, you've been out there a few times. You know a few spots. You know, a few places to go. But these guys know every place to go. Mm-hmm. And they spend a lot of time on the water. They know what's going on. They've been out there for 4 or 5 days leading up to the tournament. They know exactly what's going on. So it goes back to those unrealistic expectations because we all think we're as good as everybody else.
Yeah. It was one of those moments to me where like I was getting frustrated because we weren't catching anything. And
so what did
when,
you
when
let me ask you a question. Like what did you do when you weren't catching anything?
Went to different spots.
Did you change what you were throwing?
Yes.
You still kept throwing a chatterbait and a mag draft, didn't you?
Chatterbait, mag draft, spinnerbait.
So
never slowed down and threw a slow moving bait.
Right. So, it might not have been a spot thing. Like I don't know where you were fishing, but
I mean, like, I'm not, like I said, things change drastically from day to day when you're out bass fishing.
and that's the other thing. You don't know.
It was like the information that I had from the day before was that they were eating moving baits.
That was. Were you out there on a Sunday?
I was out there on a Sunday and they caught them up on a Saturday.
It was the day after my TBF tournament, right? Because I think I had told
Yes.
you. Yeah. And like I told, but so the other difference between that day is the conditions were totally different. Mm-hmm. We had a northwest wind on Saturday, and it was a southeast wind on Sunday. So we had a massively blown out tide on Saturday, and then you had a huge flood tide on Sunday. So
tide was actually, it was out and then came in as soon as we were starting to leave. I think it was opposite. It was low and then started to come back in around noon.
But it wasn't like
noon when I
super
left.
low. Like the water was higher.
No,
than
it was not super low.
It was higher than what a normal low tide was, because the wind changed and you couldn't a friend of mine was out that day as well, and him and his buddy struggled because the conditions were totally opposite. It was hard to fish certain areas. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of the areas that I caught fish on Saturday, I told them to go to on Sunday because I didn't care, and so I was like, oh, hey, there's tons of fish here, just hit this stretch, and they couldn't even fish it because the wind was blowing directly into it. The wind completely changed. So that's the other thing to look at when you just look at tournament results. Like you don't know what the conditions were, you don't know where they were fishing, you don't know how they were fishing. Like you can't let that dictate your expectations of the day. You have to go out there with an open mind.
Yeah. That night, it was, like I said, Scuba gave me a good reminder. He texted me later that night. He's like, hey, we, gotta not worry about what the tournament results were the day before. We just gotta go out there and do what we enjoy doing, which is fishing. He's like, he was just like, it doesn't matter whether we catch him or not. Exactly. He's like, me and you. He's one of my best friends.
Just go out there having a good time.
Dude, me and you, we go out on the boat and we just have fun.
Yeah.
Whether we catch anything or not.
Cutting it up the whole time.
Yeah. Whether we have fun or not, just like you and Frank.
Yeah.
You go out on the boat, dude, we're just out there laughing and making jokes and just having fun the whole time. Me
and Frank have had some of the shittiest days fishing ever, but they were still, it's still super enjoyable.
I've also noticed, though, that some of the days where me and Steve just go out and fish, and it's not even about the fishing. It's just about being out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's some of your
Those
best
are some
days.
of the days we do the best.
Right, because what happens, like you have this expectation going into the day before you even launch the boat that you're gonna beat the brakes off of them
Yeah.
because you saw 10 guys caught 20 pounds yesterday, and when you start to not meet that expectation within the first hour of fishing, then
Your mood can deteriorate.
yeah, exactly. So like you just can't let that dictate the enjoyability of being out there. Just go out there and do what you do. Like whatever you find fun. Like it might be like I know you have had some of the best days on the water not catching fish, but because you went out and threw a glide bait all day and you caught one fish. And that was you came back, you're texting us like, oh man, I had a sick eat on a glide bait today, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Because that's what you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It's different for me. Like I get different enjoyability. Like my enjoyment comes from figuring out the pattern.
Yeah.
What's up, Andrew?
Literally the same thing I was going to say. Tactical
Andrew, you're
Fishing
out of
Company
it.
in the house. We got Andrew in the house.
Andrew, your website is literally out of everything I wanted to buy.
Paul was not texting me. He was sitting right next to me. Paul was talking to me earlier. I think you got to get out there in that garage and push some more plastics, man.
Like literally everything I wanted to buy was out. Very upset. But yeah, like you can't let what others have done dictate your enjoyment. Just go
Yeah.
out there
Nope, you
and
can't.
like I like figuring it out. Like figuring out the puzzle. That's my enjoyment. Like getting on the best pattern, catching them what I think is the best possible way to catch them. Like I couldn't do any better. Even though like I may not catch 25 pounds, but like I went to this spot,
Yeah.
and I caught them doing this, and I was able to duplicate that.
Kind of one of the same situations here recently. I've been
He's gonna pay you $2 an hour to come down and help. But,
yeah.
But free guide trips on Santee.
I'm down. Let's go. I've been talking to Andrew a decent amount here recently because, Andrew's very good with his marketing and what he does on his social media platforms, just trying to help grow Bass and Bee Radio. And it's like, I had this expectation because I would make, like, in my opinion, some of the videos and some of the reels I've made, they've been really good.
Right.
And they just go nowhere.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm texting Andrew and I'm just like, man, I'm like, what is up with this? And he's like, bro, just enjoy doing it. He's like, after, one in every 200 videos is going to do really, really well. And that's just the way it is. Just have fun freaking doing it,
Same concept. But
Yeah,
fishing,
same thing.
fishing's the same way.
Same concept.
You're not gonna go out and catch them every day. Like, I do pretty well. I can usually go out there and put together a decent bag whenever, I'm sitting in third place for the year in TBF, and I've been out 4 times total. Like, I can do pretty decent.
Tactical Fishing Company.
It's more about enjoying. My TBF partner Dwayne, we have I love fishing with him because it's like you were talking about with Scuba Steve. We're out there, we're laughing, we're laughing during the tournament. We're having a good time, this boat gets stuck, and I'm just I look out across the back channel flat toward the Sand Islands, and I just see this giant plume of mud shooting up from somebody stuck. And I'm like, it sucks to be that guy, right? We're just having a good time. And that's it's important to enjoy it because it's not just about the competition.
You don't lose the drive if you're enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it takes me back to just remembering. It's like, man, I started out fishing the gunpowder on a John boat that didn't even have a trolling motor, didn't have a fishing
Just out there
platform in
drifting
it,
around.
just out there drifting around,
Just having fun.
casting rods, having fun. And then, obviously things progress, but then you get to this competitive level, but you always need to take yourself back to the reason that you started fishing to begin with. Man, I remember the first time I ever took that John boat out in the gunpowder.
Yeah.
11, 12 years ago, something of that nature. And I took that boat back and came around, and I finally figured out. I can't remember if I asked this random guy, how do I get back in there, and he told me, or if I just got the balls and ran across the mud flat and went back into.
I know you haven't left there since.
Yeah, the channel. Well, this was the channel, not even back to the Forbidden Zone. But we just went into that channel, and I went back into that channel, and I'm like looking down the channel, and I was like, dude, this is like some Jurassic Park shit back in here.
Right.
Just the reeds and the trees and the birds everywhere. And I was like, how could,
So
in my uneducated fishing mind, I was like, how could a bass not want to be back here right now? You know what I mean?
And Jason brings a good point, kind of similar to what you were just saying. He's been having a great time traveling for tournaments, and being able to see that new scenery and just find something different that's out of your norm. Like you said, you were fishing out there, and then finally you figured out how to get someplace new, and it was like way exciting, right?
Yeah.
It's super exciting, like because you got someplace new. Like, oh my gosh, this is cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen this before. I get that way when I go to when I go to Texas. I go to Texas, and I've fished Rayburn a few times, and every time I go to Rayburn, I find someplace new, right? Because I'm not on there. I'm not there every day. So that's exciting, right? And then just around here, it's just it's figuring out a way to have fun. Like, you got to have fun while you're out there. If you don't have fun while you're out there, just get off the water. Like, even if I'm not catching fish, like me and my buddy Mark, we fish together a lot, and we always have a good time. It's always a good time. Whenever I'm out with Frank, it's same way. There's certain people that are Ken Berry, who, if he's still watching, we always have a good. We cannot catch fish. We usually do, but even if we don't, we still have a great time. I remember Ken went out with me in like February one time, and we fished from pretty much dawn to dark, and we caught like 3 fish, we caught 3 bass, but we had a great time. Mm-hmm. Because we're just out there. It was a nice day in February. It wasn't super cold, wasn't warm, but it wasn't like super cold. We had a good time, and it was still enjoyable. So you got to find ways to get enjoyment out of the fishing days that are not so great.
We got some good comments coming in. Andrew says the fish are so screwed up here, and instant switch from March. We got spawners, summon pre-spawn, fish moving deep 2 months early. He said Santee, of course, changes right before tournaments, Bassmaster kayak series.
Better learn how to sight fish.
Jason's been having great time traveling for the tournaments. Andrew, I want to come up and all of us go out, miss the gunpowder. Andrew, we want you to go up and fish together, but we also want to go down there and fish with you in Santee.
Damn, we talking insurance tonight? Paul looks professional.
You do look rather dapper.
Paul just got off work before we started, so
you do look rather dapper. But we got to set that up with Andrew.
Yeah,
we
for sure.
100%. Not only do we need to set that up with Andrew, I'm pretty sure if Jim is sitting on here listening to this right now,
good possibility that I'm going to Santee next spring.
Yeah.
So
you should hook up with him when you go down there. If we don't all go down there. But it's kind of cool. We should hook up with Andrew. We should do something with Andrew up here. We should go down there and fish Santee. It would be cool if we could do this trail, like this Bass and Beer Radio trail. We'll go down, we'll fish Santee Cooper with Andrew for a while, and then we'll head right on down to Florida, and we'll go to Headwaters with Jim.
Just take a week, spend a couple days on Santee,
yeah,
drive down to Florida,
spend
a couple weeks, spend a couple days down on down to like a Headwaters area.
Yep, go out to Santee and meet up with Andrew, and that would be freaking cool. Obviously, Zach thinks you're looking rather dapper because you're looking spiffy. Joe says, headed down your way in the AM. What are you looking for, Joe? What are you coming down here for?
What Andrew said.
I got a pot of coffee on in the morning if you're down, and then you can help me load some of these logs into the dump trailer. Since you're going to be around here.
Click that see more. I can't see. I want to see. I think the best thing for my fishing knowledge I ever could have done is move. Having to learn again, definitely open my eyes. Yeah, I 100%. 100% agree that one of the biggest things that has helped me is fishing not just here, fishing in other areas, because you get to see how the fish react to the different conditions in different areas and different bodies of water. And the more knowledge you have of that, and you can apply a lot of that knowledge to your local fishing. There are things that I learned from Wisconsin that I can't wait to apply here. When the time gets right. And I've learned things from Rayburn. Yeah, I've learned things from Rayburn, of all places, that I use here.
Friend of a friend needs help with a co-angler, so I said screw it. Normally I said no to tournaments, but my truck was in the shop, so I'm at other people's mercy. So true, Paul. Ken, fun day on the water.
What do we got?
What just happened?
Andrew said I can get us lodging. So if I come down, it'll probably be with a friend of mine that lives on Santee.
Yeah, we should try to figure out a trip where like me, you, and Tony. We just go do something like that.
Yeah, we got to put something together where we all just go somewhere.
Jim. Yep. Jim's always down for it. See, as soon as we said it says there it was right away. It says there he is. Morgan Oliver, what's going on, man? We got Morgan Oliver with Propeller Dynamics in the house.
I will probably not be making iCast this year, mostly because of my work schedule. My work schedule is pretty stupid this year.
I'm very interested. I definitely could make it. I just have to set it up. I got to see what
I need to see
what Tony's availability is right now.
I would need to see the dates and everything.
Yeah. God dang. Dog's going to freaking dig a hole through the door. I'm very interested in iCast.
Small Creek State Park ramp? What's Small Creek State Park? Where are you talking about, Joe? What body of water are you talking about?
Fish a new area with the same jig and cadence and presentation change. It just helps build confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, building confidence in a bait, Lake Anna does that for me. All right, Andrew, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by, my man. We'll be in contact. Talk to you soon.
Get out in the garage and make some baits for me.
Yeah, pawn these baits. Well, so do I, but still, you know what I'm saying.
Potomac? So are you going down tomorrow on the Potomac?
I gotta pee.
What's tomorrow on the Potomac? I know there's one Sunday. Oh, there is one tomorrow. There's a I think there's isn't there a Delaware TBF tomorrow or something? Or is that next weekend? Now you're gonna make me look it up, Joe. I am looking stuff up right now. Usually I already know when this is. So Sunday, April 12th. And I know there is a Maryland Bass Nation tournament on Sunday as well.
I need to get, Jim, I need to get in contact with you, figure out some dates, exactly how we're going to get iCast passes, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm definitely interested in it, and hopefully Tony can also pull some strings and make that happen, because that would be a really, really fun trip. Go down there, maybe fish for a little while or something like that. Hit up iCast.
Joe, depending on what you're fishing, there are 2 tournaments on Sunday on the Potomac. So I don't know exactly what you're fishing, but there's always tournaments down there. So, like, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not saying there's not a tournament, but not one that I'm aware of. But again, there's a lot of tournaments on Potomac, so I don't know. If it's Bass Nation, it's Sunday. Bass Nation is definitely Sunday, April 12th.
What are we talking about?
I just looked at the flyer.
Bob's.
Thanks. So yeah, like you back to what we were talking about. Like, you have to find ways to make your fishing enjoyable.
Yep. You can't be competitive with it. Just go out there and fish to fish.
Yeah, like, you can be competitive. Like, I'm super competitive. Like, Chad knows that. Like, I get, if Chad's seen me enough Thursday nighters to know that I'm super, super competitive. But I still have to have fun with it. Like, Thursday nighters. Like, I get super competitive on the Thursday nighters, but I'm also out there with my wife. And we enjoy going out and fishing the Thursday nighters together. We have a good time.
My problem is I get overly competitive and I suck. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm competitive, and I'll get mad that I didn't catch them good enough. But, like, I also just enjoy my time with my wife. Like, we go out there, we go out there and fish, so I still have a good time. Like,
you and Candace have brought in some good bags.
Yeah, we've won a few.
Yeah.
I think we won 3 last year.
That's cool. I think me and Scuba will be back this year for the Thursdays.
Or I won 3. Me and Candace won 2. I think we won 3. We won 2 the year before. But yeah, I mean, we just go out and have fun. I know we won 2 years ago, the one we ran to the flats. Which was great. Like, everybody was like, "Oh, why'd you run to the flats?" And for a Thursday nighter with 11 boats, it was like, because my wife had the best time she's ever had fishing, and
that's all that matters.
So she caught more fish that night than than she's ever has before, right, in one trip. And Fishers of Men. Okay, yeah, I forgot about Fishers of Men. Yeah, they're on Saturday.
Oh, that's cool. I like the Fishers of Men tour.
That's good people. Cool. Tom Rufinock runs those tournaments. He's a good dude.
Tom Rufinock.
Yeah. Good dude. I've known him for a long time. He's a friend of a friend.
Does he live up here?
Yeah.
Is he a church-going fellow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I swear,
I think his son Jimmy's a pastor, I think.
Jimmy, does he?
Jimmy Rufinock.
I know Rufinock, but he's got 2 sons. Their name is Paul and Tim.
I don't know.
Interesting. Smallwood State Park. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Fishers. I forgot about Fishers of Men. I didn't look at their schedule. I'm sure they have one Saturday.
Yeah. I think me and Scuba Steve will be back for the Thursday nighters this year. And it's all about going out there and having fun. And the cool part is, dude, you show up to the boat ramp, all your friends are there. Right. You come back from the boat ramp, all your friends are there.
Half the fun of the Thursday nighters, or maybe more than half the fun, is just bullshitting with everybody in the parking lot.
Yeah. No getting smashed in the parking lot before the tournaments, though.
No.
We can't do that.
No doing that. But afterwards. Well, couple. Probably we shouldn't do it afterwards either, because you have to drive home.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Ask me how I know.
I can probably get away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that drive down there through the Joppatown area is not a good one for being intoxicated.
Oh. Is that what happened to your truck?
No. Oh. No. That was Old Joppa Road. It's different. Philadelphia, sorry.
Different. It's different. Totally different. It's totally different. But what I'm saying is just, find your way to have fun. Even if you are super competitive and you're fishing tournaments all the time, if that's, a lot of people find their fun in that. Like, and that's okay. Like, I'm not saying don't, but.
Jim, love you too, brother. Hope you enjoy your weekend, my man. We'll be in contact.
See you, Jim. You can be super competitive, and that's what if that's the enjoyment that you get out of it.
Yeah, man.
As long as you're, I don't want to sound like a hippie, but as long as you're not too hard on yourself.
It's learning to accept that I'm not always going to.
You're not always going to win.
Not always going to win. I'm not always going to place. I'm not even always going to catch a fish. It just is what it is.
The best bass fisherman to ever, most likely, the best professional bass fisherman ever, Kevin Van Dam, only won 22 tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of tournaments, but still.
Out of, that's like 10% of the tournaments that he fished.
Out of hundreds of them, yeah.
You think about it, 30 years of professional fishing at 10 tournaments a year. So like, literally hundreds, probably more than 10 tournaments a year, to be honest. But like, that's just like 10 Bassmaster tournaments a year. The dude's probably fished, 1,000 professional tournaments, and he won 22.
And he's
I didn't
still
count FLW,
he's still the best ever.
Right. So, if you don't win every single tournament, now there's been some guys that have had some great runs. Ray Hanselman, probably one of the best runs ever, like in a year. Fished one division of the Toyota Series, won all 3 events, all 3 Toyotas, and then won the Toyota Championship in the same year. So, like, he fished 4 Toyota Series that year and won all 4 of them. Like, that's pretty wild. Joe just snagged a Fish Everything 7-inch glide bait. It's a lot smaller than he thought. Yeah, my clutch baby boss is for a 7. Like, I'm like, oh, it's 7 1/4-inch glide bait.
Did you get it on one of the Facebook sites, or did you actually get it on Fish Everything's website? Because, dude, I've been looking to snag 2 7-inch FEs, and I haven't been able to find them. There's been a few I've seen on Facebook, like Swimbait Buy Sell Trade and Swimbait Worldwide, but I haven't been able to pull the trigger on them.
So that baby boss that I bought, it's 7 1/4-inch.
Dude, that thing's sweet.
And
that is such a sick glide.
Like, it's not as big as I thought it would be.
No, it's not.
And it's legitimately 7 1/4 inches.
Yeah,
but
it's a big bait.
Dude,
but
it's not freaking action on that thing is so sick.
It's so
it's
sick.
So
it's
so
so
the
sick.
action is so good that I threw
it fucking turns me on, and I don't even eat fish like that.
Look. Let me tell you how good the action is on this thing. So
yeah, it's that good.
That first tournament first TBF tournament that I fished, like, I pulled it out. Dwayne didn't know that I was throwing a glide bait. He's on the back of the boat.
Did you catch on it?
No, but I pulled it out because there was a ton of gizzard shad around where we were fishing. So like, I pulled it out, and I'm like, I'm gonna throw this around a little bit, see if these fish will react to it. So like, I'm working it back to the boat, and Dwayne goes, "Oh, look at that shad." Dude, it's my fucking glide bait. Like, I'm like, Dwayne, that's my bait. He's like, no fucking way. He's like, that looks. I mean, it like the action on it was just like pretty. It looked just like a gizzard shad, just like, what, like an injured gizzard shad, how they're just kind of like sit in the water.
7 1/4 inches, like, dude, the 6-inch to the 7 1/4, and with the clutch, like, that's like the comfort zone for me. Like,
look.
I'll throw 8 and 9-inch glides, but my confidence in the glide goes down when you get a little bit bigger. But dude, that 6-inch, that 7-inch glide, it's still like the profiles that these guys have been able to make, these 6 and these 7-inch glides. Even the Fish Everything glide.
Tom, I'm not sure.
Victor Depp's Fish Everything glide.
Tom, I'm not sure what you're working with, but yeah, 7 1/4 small.
Man, like, in reality, they're actually still really, really bite sized.
First TikTok comment that I've ever seen.
Mo.
That's what she said.
I feel like Mo has commented on here from TikTok before. I'm pretty sure he has. But I think I do. I really think that 6 and that 7-inch profile.
Or maybe I'm just getting used to it because I've started throwing bigger baits a little bit.
But when you look at it, seriously, like, when you look at it, it's not as big as you think it is. Like, that for a fact that a 4 and a 5 pounder could engulf that.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's Morgan. that explains it.
What's up, Morgan?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem that big. Like, it's still kind of a beast to cast, but like any glide.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, it casts like a glide bait. Like, and it's not a heavy glide bait. It's 2 ounces.
Tom kind of turned me on a little bit. I did purchase one of those shads, which Tom has caught, like,
is that what
all of his glide bait?
That glide bait that he's been throwing?
I got one of the. That's a sick glide bait.
Yeah.
That's a very, very nice glide bait.
Yeah, Nate throws that a lot too now.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I'm sorry. I'm not taking credit for anything because I'm not the best fisherman out there or anything, but I can remember throwing these large baits years and years ago, and people just being like, "That's so stupid. You're never going to catch anything on that." And the amount of people over the years that I've seen start throwing these larger baits. And I'm not saying it's like their confidence bait. It's not what the first thing they pick up. But
you
they
look at
have
them and
enough
go, you
confidence.
made fun of me for throwing that.
They have enough confidence to pick up these baits now and start throwing them. And unfortunately, like, obviously, it's not really unfortunate. Like, it just is what it is. But what it took is for a lot of these professionals to start airing this on television, and then everybody started picking it up.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
And to be fair, when you can, like, if I watch somebody catch, you know, whether it be a video or
it blew up
live
Joe.
streaming, whatever
it
might
blew
be.
up huge, Joe.
If I can watch somebody being successful doing it,
Yeah.
it mean like it has a lot more impact on me than like you telling me you caught a fish on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you could tell me you
It's
went
a
out.
fact.
I went out. I caught 10 fish on a glide bait today. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I see a video of a guy catching 3 or 4 on it, and I'm like, I need to get one of those. Like it just because you have that.
It does.
visual
It has a
stimulation.
much different. And you know what, dude?
See you, Ken. Good luck this weekend.
See you, Ken. I'm not one of the first ones to ever do it either, dude. Like Adam Rahman got me into throwing swim baits. You know, like
Yeah, I remember you saying.
like
told me that.
Gromster was.
Like,
Gromster was
the-
like one
like
of the
depths
OG
250,
guys. Yeah, like.
yeah.
But he was like, dude, he was following Oliver Nye. Like Oliver Nye started like the swim bait movement, like back in the
Like,
day,
way
and there
before
was,
anybody knew
like
who
way
Oliver Nye
before.
was.
Like I think like Butch Brown is like one of
Yeah.
like the OGs, and then you have like Oliver Nye like started doing it and making it this
And then you have like the southern trout eaters.
Southern
and-
trout
and, you
eaters
know,
and stuff. And it was freaking fantastic and super cool. And I really got into it. And that was probably 10, 11 years ago, something of that nature that, you know, I really got into throwing big swim baits. And so there was people before me that got me into it. But it was like watching people over the years as I've been bass fishing just be like, you know,
It's
laugh about it.
I like to call it the West Coast trickle.
Right.
Because you know you'll have these like off the wall techniques that are outside the norm, and a lot of them start on the West Coast because and a lot of it's because of pressure. Like it's kind of like the JDM thing where a lot of those techniques have started to be adopted, and like you look at it like
Do it, Joe.
like the koiki, right? You look at that thing and you're like, how does this catch a fish? Mm-hmm. But it started in Japan, or like the swim bait thing started in California. You're like, and as people start to learn about this drop shot, that was a West Coast thing. As people start to learn about the success, and a lot of that comes from professional fishing, because
Yes,
we can
it
see it
does.
on TV,
Yep.
and we can see people who are from all over the country.
When you see some of the guys who are renowned as the best fishermen in the country
Joe said
pick
that,
up something like
Joe
that.
said the MS Slammer was his gateway. In
Oh, dude,
2014.
MS Slammer is probably that is probably one of the best, if not the best, top water wake bait ever made. Period.
So you get, like the pro circuits, and especially with the visibility that they have now, really brings any of those oddball techniques into the mainstream.
Well, and then after it went mainstream, it went way, way mainstream because then you had Spro, Strike King.
Right, doing
You
all these
had-
collabs with
Exactly.
with people,
and
so-
really putting even Mike
You had,
Buca. Now it's his own brand with the Mike Buca, the Buca brand.
With
But these
getting
are
that-
still big baits that have met a
and I think that's
more
one of-
reasonable consumer price point.
Exactly, and I think that's one of the reasons for the explosion of popularity.
Yeah.
Like it was a very niche market before, and the guys who were into it would pay big bucks,
Big
for
dollars. Yeah.
So when the Spro KGB comes out, the striking who did Striking partner with? Guy, he's from freaking North Carolina.
Not Hog Farmer.
Why is this? Tater Hog.
Tater Hog.
Yeah. And then you like Buca bring with the Buca brand, and you're bringing these into an affordable price point that now they
KGB was Spro.
Right.
Sick bait.
that like they're good baits that catch fish,
Yep.
and they're at a price point that like the everyday fisherman that is a normal bass fisherman that is not going to pay $200 for a bait.
You know what the crazy
It gets
thing
them
is?
it gets them into it, and then once it's a gateway, like right, they get into it. Like look at me, like I would, how many times did I tell you I'd never pay $200 for a glide bait? Mm-hmm. Guess what I did? Like bought a $200 glide bait like 3 weeks ago.
Hook set into a Miller Lite.
So that's a gateway because I bought some of those lower price point ones, and I had a little bit of success with them, and at there I got to a point I was ready to step into that higher price point.
Yeah.
And get that resin, get that resin bait. And I love that. I
I
probably won't tie on any of the other glide baits in my pocket.
Yeah, and the more that you get comfortable with fishing the style of bait, the more that you will realize the differences between the ABS and the resin.
Oh
baits.
god, it's so different. The fall rate is so different.
Yes.
Like the action is different. Like they're like
The ABS baits work.
like
They're good baits. They're fine.
for sure, but like I can tell you, like a buddy of mine explaining the difference between like a Spro KGB Chad and a resin Chad are two completely different baits.
Completely different.
Like you can't really compare the two because they have such different action.
No. But the Spro KGB will get you in the market.
Right, and it'll get you bit.
It'll get you
It will
exactly.
work in.
It'll get you confidence in throwing a larger profile bait.
And it gets you a bait that where like if that bite is on, you're going to be able to catch fish.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. That's what I noticed. Like it just doesn't have that it just
I
it
find a
doesn't
lot
have
of
that that floatability to it.
I've also found that a lot of the ABS baits compared to the resin baits work differently in their action, where like an ABS bait, just depending on the way that it's weighted from the factory, it'll be one of my experiences, I'll try to reel in a KGB Spro Chad and it will nose up and it'll rise.
It's
Where
funny.
the resin bait doesn't do the same thing. It'll stay in the same like water column. It's not nose heavy, nose light, tail heavy, tail light.
What I found with the
they're weighted completely different, which is also what goes into the suspending feature that he's talking about.
what I found with the KGB, which is it's super weird, and I feel like it shouldn't work this way. I feel like it should be opposite. But if that bait will go deeper if you chop it fast than if you try to slow glide it. If you try to slow glide it, it'll stay shallow. It's super weird.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way.
You should be like that. That fast chop, should be shallow. You're working it slow. It should, but it's because of the way that it works. The bait, when you're working it slow, that bait goes up and to the side.
What kind of baits do you have? I don't know how to impress. JW Ho J Depp Erp on YouTube. What kind of baits are you throwing? What do you got
Ho.
there? Yeah, we're just gonna call you Ho.
What you got, Ho?
What's up, Ho? Ho. But dude, like back in the day when I really got into swim bait fishing, and it was like, dude, I wanna. First off, I will admit, when you get deep into swim bait fishing, it also becomes like, I don't collect swim baits, but I collect swim baits and I use them.
Yeah, you're buying one just because, not because you think it's better than something that you have, but just because you want it.
Exactly. There is hype baits out there.
It doesn't fill a niche for
Dude,
you. It's
hype in the swim bait community sells baits. And it's like, you kind of like, oh, I got to have this. I want to have that. I want to have that. I want to have that.
Hype and availability.
Dude, I remember back in the day, and I'm saying back in the day, I'm talking 10, 11 years ago. Dude, a $100 bait was like, was like top dollar, dude. Like $100 was like top dollar.
I remember people say,
you're getting like
I'm
wooden 8-inch lunker punkers for $100 and stuff like that. Like
J-Dub's got some good stuff.
The bosses are sick.
Yeah, I love my baby boss.
I think the Hinkles are really, really sick. I kind of think that's one of those like niche hype baits that, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to get into the tiny class.
It's
I have
just-
a friend of mine that loves loves TKs.
TKs are sick. I do.
I'm not-
I have
I'm not
problems with
so-
losing bills on my TKs.
I'm not so much into them, but I have a friend of mine that really, really loves TKs.
Throw the TK more. The TK is really cool. You just got to figure out how you.
I can't remember if he called his 12 on a TK or if he called it on
Yeah.
a Clash 9.
You got to figure out. He called it on Clash 9.
Was it a Clash 9?
Yeah, it was Clash 9. You got to figure out what mode you have most confidence in working that thing in because of the different ways you can flip the bills and the tail and diving and subsurface and you know
it's pretty crazy.
You really got to learn the DRT Tiny Clash. Fantastic bait though. I have a DRT Tiny Clash in that Toxic Gill color.
Yeah,
Sick
it's sick.
bait.
Sick
love
color,
that
too.
bill. Or love that bait. KGBs can't beat the KGBs. Clutches can't beat clutches. I have never
absolutely
ever
love
thrown a Hinkle in my life, so I can't say much about that.
I don't want to ever because I can't afford to replace one. Like
I don't think the Hinkle for the price point is going to fish that much differently than the bait that you can get for half the cost of a Hinkle. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but what are you getting in that same size profile?
I think the Hinkle just has the hype. It just has the hype.
What about the UFO mothership? How you feel about that? That's a big bitch.
Sick bait.
It's a big bitch.
It's a sick bait.
It's like a freaking 12-inch shad profile.
I have
Something.
I
Weighs
have
like
been
8 ounces.
Yeah. I have been wanting to get a UFO bait, not the mothership, but I have been wanting to get some UFO baits for a while now. I don't have confidence in wake baits the same that I do glide baits.
Yeah. Around here, it seems like wake bait. Like it seems like every now and then, like I'll get on a decent wake bait bite.
Yeah.
I mean, not like a giant, big wake bait bite, like a slammer or something like that, but like a normal size wake bait. But it's like sometimes like I'll get on a good bite.
Yeah, Joe. Big
And-
time.
I can't duplicate it. It's like I'll get on a good bite one day and I'll be like, oh wow, this is awesome, and then I'll go out like 3 more times with like the exact same conditions and not get a bite.
I have 3 wake baits that I will throw that I have in the
Oh
street.
yeah, the phone. Like yeah, I like that phony. Fox.
Phonies are pretty sick.
I like that.
Yeah, the phonies are pretty sick. I want to get some hyper shads. I want to get some hyper shads pretty bad. I know.
That's awesome. There's a dude who fishes the Upper James for flatheads with a mothership.
That is ridiculous, dude. That is crazy.
Oh, the Moby too. That was another. Yeah, that's
Moby?
another one. Yeah.
Dude, it's like guys that are out there throwing Roman-made mothers. You know, I can't even remember what is that, like a 14-inch glide bait?
The Mother Chaser. Yeah.
Roman-made?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Mother Chaser I think is 12.
Sick looking glide. It's just like
It's also $1,100.
exactly.
Like
But there's so many people that'll buy them just to be like,
I have an
look at what I
$1,100.
have.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's what the Hinkle is.
Well, to a point, and there must be something like I know, and maybe it's just confidence in it. But I know when Milliken lost his Hinkle, like he was in a mad dash to replace it because he's caught so many big fish on it. Like he was.
Everybody's got their confidence bait.
So maybe it's a confidence thing. Like I don't know if it's something about the bait.
I'm
or
sure
if it's
that
a
it doesn't
confidence
hurt
thing.
his pocket the same way to replace a Hinkle that it would somebody else's Hinkle because he probably just hits up Andrew Hinkle and is like, need a bait.
No. Like he I think he ended up paying like at the time it was like at the like high point of the Hinkles. I think he paid like $1,200 to replace it before tournament.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Because I want to say that it was before the Classic, not last year. Was it last year when they were at Ray Roberts in Texas? And he lost a Hinkle, and he was like all over Facebook, like, does anybody have a Hinkle, like for sale that I can buy? Like he was like trying to find one everywhere.
I'm not gonna lie. I think one of the sickest glides on the market right now, besides the clutch is like obviously super hype right now. I really think Victor Depp's FE glide is a really, really sick glide. His 6s, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, dude, his glides are sweet. And I've
still seen a little bit of Victor Debbie drama on the old Facebook.
I'm sure from the past that it probably has followed him.
No current stuff.
Oh, okay.
This is more current stuff. But then some people are like, it's the springtime and pre-spawn. He's probably fishing, not making your baits.
I don't know.
Alone.
I don't know.
I'm not talking any trash on him. I'm just.
I don't know. I think the guy makes a really, really sick bait, and I've had my issues in the past that I just don't care about anymore. Like, it is what it is, man. You move on with life. People change. Things change. Baits change. The guy makes a sick bait. The fish, everything. He had the thing. He's changed his models a few times though, because there was like the TS7, and now it's the Trophy Edition or something like that. Or
Yeah, I wouldn't
like
be.
the V-Tune, whatever it is. The fish everything glides are sweet.
Look,
They're a very consistent glide bait.
I'll give anyone a chance. But on the other hand, too, if I got burned by somebody, I probably wouldn't ever do business with them again either. Like, I can understand both sides. You know, like, I understand, like, people change, but, you know, again, like, I get burned for a couple $100 on a bait, like, no thanks. Like, I just won't do business with you. You know, so I get that.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, if you're that concerned about, like, I'm just as concerned buying a bait from any random drop from any garage maker as I would be from him. Like, I'm taking, you know, this is not a large company. Like, I'm taking a chance on this. It's a handmade bait. Like, I understand that it's going to take time. Like, it's the same, I feel like it's the same risk factor with anyone. Like, but I'll give anybody a chance.
Yeah. My 3 confidence glides right now are, and I haven't even caught on this one yet, but the Shed Shad, it just looks so good. I have so much confidence that it's going to catch fish when I have the time. The FE glide and the clutch.
That clutch baby boss is by far
Dude,
like
the clutch. I've caught a bunch
only
of
had it
fish.
for 2
I've
weeks.
caught a bunch of fish on the Eco.
yeah, that's a sick little bait.
Not the baby
little
boss yet, but it's like
It's a little light, but good for.
that's what it's for. It's designed to be run higher in the water column.
Yeah, I mean I can get that, but like if like comparable bait, my 5-inch bull shed
Yep.
runs much deeper and is like I can still keep it shallow if I want, but like it's not hard to get it down if I need to get it down. That clutch Eco is really hard to get down into like the 3 to 4 foot range.
Never count out the trick shads. The trick shads are so sick too.
Dude, that little baby trick shed that I have is so money. That
Yeah.
thing's so sick.
I was pissed. I lost the 6-inch that I had. I lost that one. I still have my
5-inch,
I have my
4-inch?
7-inch trick
Whichever
shad.
one Jim sent me. I can't remember what size it is.
5-inch.
Is it 5-inch? It
was a 5.
It's like this big.
Yeah.
Thing's badass. And I can throw it on like a jig rod. That's the best part. Like you don't need anything special. Like I can just pick it. Like I can tie it
Oh,
onto my
dude,
jig
do you
rod
have
and
one of
call it
those giant spinner baits that Victor made? That's pretty cool. I saw him make a post about that not long ago. Those are freaking sick.
good. Joe said to throw the donk. I know you have one. I sold it to you.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've thrown the donk. I haven't caught on it yet, but I've had so many fish follow it back to the boat. It's been frustrating.
From what I gathered, online as well, you got a ridiculous deal on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like less than half price.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I didn't pay for it, so I didn't care.
It's a sick bait. It's a really, really sick bait.
I got it for free.
Yeah, there's a lot of glide baits out there right now that are super good. They have a lot of hype behind them. They're really good. It's incredible what the price market has done because, like I said, I was like where I started. Like back in the day, $100 was like insane. Now it's like, dude, I'm paying like $200 for a glide bait, and that's like
Freaking chatterbait's $20 now. Right?
yeah.
Like inflation hits everything.
I'm paying $200 for a glide bait now, and I'm like, take this. take this money.
Like, oh, this is a good deal.
Yeah, like
Only $200. Like my baby boss was at the Classic was.
I do not have Lunker Legacy glides. No,
175. And
I
I'm like,
am trying to
oh my
look for
god,
some-
175. That's a great deal.
I am looking for some hyper sheds though. I would like to get. I want to get 2 FE7s, and I want to get a couple hyper sheds.
I don't know if he still has them, but Mike has a bunch of high power herrings.
He ain't. I don't think he's coming off those.
He'll come on. He's got like 5 of them.
That fart smells bad. Yeah, he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
He gave me that
He bought like
clutch
5 of them.
darter.
He bought like 5 of them in one drop.
He gave me that clutch darter, which I can understand why he wasn't a fan of that bait. I'm not saying it's a bad bait. I'm saying you have to work that bait completely different than all the other glides that I've thrown.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I mean, it makes sense. If it's probably made. I mean, I know why it's made. It's made for herring lakes, so
It just has a different style of glide, and it's like it's not a glide where you can just like reel it in and it like glides because it doesn't work. You have to chop this
Yeah.
bait.
Yeah, I'm sure it has something to do with because just knowing like where Clutch is from. They have a lot of blueback herring lakes.
Yeah.
and like that's what it's made for, to imitate blueback herring.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm guessing it probably has some. I don't know a ton about it, but I'm guessing it's something like that. But anyway, it's 9 o'clock and I got to run 13 miles in the morning at
Yep.
like 6:30. So
We're done for the night. We'll catch you guys later. Thank you guys for joining. We appreciate you. And I'll get back to trying to post a little bit more throughout this coming week.
hell yeah, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Appreciate you. We'll be back next week, hopefully.